everyone. I'm Amber.
And I'm Callie.
Callie. And we are going to make another couple of recipes for you. So we're going to start tonight off with some mini donuts. We thought it would be really fun to use our new donut maker. So we're going to use, I'll try and slide it over and show you here. It's already hot. I won't be able to slide it over. We are going to use our adorable Dash donut maker tonight.
And it's covered in donuts.
It's covered in donuts. It's the cutest little donut maker. We will post a link to it at the end of the video. We have not actually made these before, but they are a cinnamon mini donut with a brown butter glaze. So we thought, how can you're not going wrong, right?
Yeah.
It sounded so good. Okay, so Callie, are you gonna be the mixer?
Yep.
I'm gonna start tossing some stuff in.
Okay.
So this one we're gonna start off with the almond flour. So you're just using, it says you wanna make sure you use a super fine blanched almond flour. So I just measured that out, we got 1.5 cups. And to that, we're gonna combine the rest of our dry ingredients. And so we are gonna add to that some sweetener. Now it's suggested using Swerve in this recipe, but I'm just not a great big fan of Swerve. I don't like that cooling feeling it has in my palate. I really don't like that flavor, that taste. So our favorite sweetener around our house is just plain erythritol. So I did the conversion here. So the recipe is supposed to be 6 tablespoons of Swerve. So it's 1 tablespoon Swerve equals 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of erythritol, just plain erythritol. So we measured in the additional erythritol to equal the 6 tablespoons total of Swerve here. So we're just using the granulated erythritol. So we'll add that in. And then, are you ready for me, Callie?
Yeah.
Just keep throwing stuff in. We're going to add some protein powder.
That was just sweet flour.
Now it's like sweet almond flour, right? So it called for vanilla protein powder, but we don't have it right now. So we're just going to use the plain THM whey protein powder, and that was just a couple tablespoons. And then, Callie, do you want to see if you can grab a 1/2 teaspoon measure out of the drawer? We're going to put in some baking powder.
1/2 teaspoon.
1/2 teaspoon. So if you don't have a mini donut maker, you want to measure 3 of those into here. Yep. If you don't have a mini donut maker, this link for the recipe that we'll post, it's actually from All Day I Dream About Food, and her original recipe actually is for mini donut pans in the oven. And I think actually this recipe might be for full-size donuts. So if you have either of those pan options, you can do the original recipe in your oven. But we're going to use our mini donut maker because we have it and it's quick and easy. All right, perfect, Callie. So that was baking powder. Now we need some cinnamon because they're cinnamon donuts. We like cinnamon, right, Callie?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to keep that same measure? We're going to measure a teaspoon. I'll try and get it.
Okay.
Try and get it so you can. You want to scoop it in?
Okay.
Yeah, that'll probably be the easiest. You'll need 2 of those, right? You got a 1/2 teaspoon measure there? That's right. 1. Because otherwise they're just a plain donut. So we want them to taste like cinnamon if they're going to be cinnamon donuts. If you just sort of tap it on the edge, Callie, it will level itself off. Got it? Perfect. It's a little rounded, but that's okay. So that's the cinnamon. And we need a little bit.
This is not about cooking, but cinnamon, you can use, if there's like mold growing on your plants, you can use it. You put it on there, and it's supposed to fight the fungus.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Callie. We do use cinnamon. We use a lot of cinnamon when we start our tomatoes and our pepper plants ahead of time in our house before the growing season. Callie's talking about sprinkling cinnamon over the surface of the dirt in the pots and doing that as a preventative against any sort of fungus and mold.
I had to do that for my tomato.
For your tomato plants you have going right now. That's right. It works good. Good tip, Callie.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to put a few cranks of salt in there?
Can you do that while I'm mixing?
Okay, she's mad about mixing here. Just a little bit of mineral salt. And that's basically, I think, the extent of our dry ingredients. So it looks like you have it well mixed. And I'm going to switch your bowls and you can do the wet ingredients.
Okay.
I love that these mini donuts are so easy. Literally, like, mix the dry, mix the wet, mix them together, and you're ready to put them in the donut maker. They're a quick evening snack for our family. Okay, and here, Callie, you want to start, you're going to beat up your eggs. You want to do the egg cracking? And you can crack it right in there, because if you get any shells, we can scoop them out. looking pretty good. And this time, it doesn't matter if you break the yolks because we're using the whole egg.
Oh, that's
except for that big chunk of shell.
Yeah.
Can you get it? Good job. Just put your shells in there. Excellent. So we need 2 eggs for this mini donut recipe. You got 1 more to go, Callie.
Crack. Crack.
There you go.
Ah,
That's
it's
okay.
leaking.
That's okay. You're over the bowl. You're all right.
I got stuff on the counter though.
That's okay. We can wipe the counter. I'm not worried, Callie. Perfect. So we've got 2 eggs in the bowl. Callie's just giving her hands a quick wash. And then to this, we're going to add just a few more things. Really simple. To your eggs, you just need to add a little bit of melted butter. So Callie, if you want to whisk them up.
Yep.
And give them a really good, it says to give them a really good light beating. So that they're totally, the whites and the yolks are totally incorporated, okay?
Time to mix them.
And I'll just quickly get that little bit of egg white from in front of you so you don't get it on yourself there. There we go. Okay, give that a good mix. Perfect. Okay, while you're mixing, I'm gonna drizzle in this melted butter. So I pre-melted it so it is cool. But you don't want it hot, of course, otherwise you'll scramble up your eggs and we don't want that. So that's just 3 tablespoons of melted salted butter. So to the eggs and the butter, we're just gonna add a little bit of almond milk, which I will grab. I've got it right here on the wrong side of the counter. So a 1/4 cup of almond milk. You could use cashew milk if you prefer. We like almond milk and cashew milk for different reasons. Yep. And then, Callie, we're gonna need a 1/4 teaspoon measure. Can you grab that for the vanilla?
Yep.
Great. Make sure that doesn't flip out on us. Over, and I'll give it a squirt. This never works very well because this thing doesn't pour all that well. We end up with more like a 1/2 teaspoon. That's okay. Vanilla's delicious. Okay, you're gonna mix that up. So that's okay. So we are gonna simply add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. So I'm just gonna make a little well. You know what, Callie? I have confidence you'd be able to do this.
Okay.
Do you think you could do it?
But I want to mix it.
I won't mix anything. I'm just gonna let you do it. Yep, I'll give it a scrape just so we get every last bit of it, and then
I'll use a sprinkle spatula.
Yeah, our sprinkle spatula, which we really are enjoying. Okay, I'm gonna take this over to the sink. You give it a mix.
First, I gotta bury the wet.
You're gonna bury the wet?
I'm trying to anyway.
We'll just give it a nice stir because it'll start activating that baking powder the second the ingredients get together like that. So we wanna stir it up before it gets too thick because this stuff does sort of thicken up. It's a pretty thick batter, this one. Sometimes the donut batters are a little thinner, but this is a very thick one. So put some muscle into it, Callie. Give it a good stir.
This
Looking
is a
good.
fact about butter.
Okay, tell me a fact about butter. I'd love to hear it.
Butter has been around for at least 4,000 years.
At least 4,000 years.
At least.
At least. That's a long time.
Yeah.
That is a really long time.
It is
Okay, did you get it all mixed?
It's like, why is butter so old?
Well, I guess it was one of the very first foods that people discovered how to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
Milk's been around a long time, and I guess they figured they needed something to do with the leftovers once they separated it. They figured out that there was cream, and then they figured out if they did something with that cream, they got delicious butter. We have just a large freezer bag.
Should we grab a cup to put this in?
I've got it right here for you. I snuck into the cupboard and grabbed one. So this is going to be our makeshift piping bag for piping it into our donut maker. It works really well if you're using donut pans too. And instead of using a piping bag, we're just going to make our own because this is easy cleanup. So I just usually do it like this, Callie. I shove my hand right in and fold it over so that all the mess stays on the bag. Do you want to do the scraping into there or should I?
Can you?
You've got to put it all the way down in the cup though so that all the batter will fit. Yeah, this definitely thickens up really quick. That almond flour in there. I actually preheated the donut maker about 10 minutes ago, so it's been going, it's rearing and ready to go and hot. So see how that fits pretty perfectly. Get that out of the way. And then Callie, yep, if you want to just lift the sides, I'll hold the cup, and then all the mess stayed in the bag. And then it's nice and easy, you made your own piping bag. So then we're just gonna squeeze the air out and give it a twist at the same time, and you've got a nifty little piping bag. So Callie, if you want to snip some of it off, come over this way. People can't see you. So if you want to snip it off, but not too big, because our donut maker is a mini donut maker. Yep, that should be pretty good. Here, we're gonna get a batch of donuts ready to go.
I know.
It shouldn't be hot. See, it's quite cool to the touch. As long as you don't touch the black metal part, Callie, you'll be okay. See, it's very steamy. Okay, so here we're just gonna, it's pretty thick. You actually have to make these little donut ring things pretty full. We noticed this last time. Actually, I do them pretty much all the way full now, Callie, because last time our donuts turned out a little small.
Tiny.
So we're gonna do them all the way full, and we'll see how much they poof up. Okay, you wanna put that down, and then you just wanna be patient and wait. It
like
takes
3 minutes?
3 to 4 minutes, yeah, Callie. It has a timer on its own. This little light on top of the dash, I think everybody can see the little blue light, so it's on right now, and it should flick off when they're ready. So should we make our glaze while the batch of donuts is going? Yeah. We're gonna make some brown butter glaze to go over these. Yeah. It's actually more like almost like an icing.
What do we do first? Do I do the butter?
So what you're gonna start with first, so what we've done, let's explain what we did with the butter. So this beautiful dark caramel concoction, it's just 3 tablespoons of butter that we just melted and we browned it on the stove. So we let it come.
The donuts smell really good.
Do they? We let this come to a really rapid boil, and we watched it really closely. So when you're browning butter, just be really careful. You'll get that like crucial moment where it goes from doing nothing to burning. So this is completely cooled. It says to make sure you do this ahead of time, at least 10 minutes, and cool it off. So that's what we've done there with the butter. You want to scrape it in.
Come on, precious.
We're gonna get all the brown bits. It's gonna be so delicious. That's where all the flavor for this frosting comes from. Give it a scrape. There we go. Okay, so we've got our 3 tablespoons of very golden, delicious looking, yeah, just keep it here. We might need it again. Brown butter. Okay, Callie, so to this, now you're gonna add this. I guess it really wouldn't have mattered if we would have done it in a reverse order. That's okay.
Poop.
We've got some liquid on the bottom. Okay.
And that's a lot of sweetener.
It is, but you want this to be like a thick glaze, not just like runny. So start mixing that. Don't be too wild because we do need all that sweetener. And then to this, we're going to add our...
oh, the donuts smell really good.
They smell really good. So does the brown butter. We're going to add our heavy cream and our vanilla extract. And we're going to add just 1/4 teaspoon, which we can use our measurement for. And then we need to add, here's where you have to kind of play around to get the right consistency, Callie. So you need 1 to 2 tablespoons of heavy cream.
You sprayed me.
Ooh, you smell like delicious now. You smell like vanilla. Did our light come off? Yeah, our light went off on the donut maker. I'm just gonna take a fork. I'm gonna turn it this way again.
It looks like...
Yeah, we have to add cream yet, Callie, but you gotta be patient. We wanna take a peek at these. Ooh, don't they look awesome? So what our donut maker says to do is to flip them and do them a little bit longer just to get the best result. So we have 2 tablespoons of heavy cream here, but we may only need half. So we're gonna start with half. And if we need it to be thinner, we can always add more, but it's more difficult to take away than it is to add. We might need it all, we'll see.
Can you help me mix this? It's really, really thick.
It is thick. You're doing great. Okay, I'll add a little more. So we want it to be like an icing. That's how it looked in the picture of this recipe on All Day I Dream About Food. It didn't look like a dipped glaze like you'd get, well, we're up here in Canada, so like you get on a Tim Hortons donut. It didn't look that thin. It looked like a icing more so. Oh, it's really stuck in there, isn't it, Callie? We'll bring out your handy dandy little scraper and we'll get all that out. We might have to add even more cream than what they said, because they said 1 to 2 tablespoons of cream. But we also did use erythritol instead of the Swerve. So we did use a tad bit more sweetener. Let's see your consistency, Callie. Just don't want it to be too runny. Oh, it's looking so good and smelling so good. I think we can probably use a little bit more though, Callie. So I'm gonna grab some more. Oh, you're gonna grab some more. Callie's gonna grab a little bit more heavy cream. We're gonna thin this out just a little because you can see it's really thick. Okay, so we need this for our drink as well, and I don't have a ton left. So I think what we'll do is we'll just add a little bit.
Are we using a whisk more?
Yeah, yeah. And if this doesn't make it thin enough, we'll just add a little bit of almond milk to thin it out a bit. I'm gonna take a peek at our donuts and see how they're doing. I tilt it this way again. Ooh, you see how much they browned up, Callie? They look awesome. Ooh, and they are hot, very hot. So we're gonna go put another batch in here. Got a little piping bag. What about it? Okay, another batch going down. Okay, Callie, let's take a peek. We might have to actually do that with our little beaters. What I'm gonna do is I don't wanna unplug this, so I'm just gonna take this over to the other counter and really quickly give it a little whiz. We're all in plugins over there. Okay, let's see if we have a frosting consistency yet or not. Let's see if with a butter knife.
Let me test.
What I'm gonna do is just see, Callie? You know what that looks like? You know what that reminds me of so much? The texture right now is so much like when you mix, I used to make fresh sourdough bread all the time. And then the kids would like to have it with honey and butter, your brother especially, and I mix the honey with the butter and it would come out in this consistency. So I think that's great. It's like a nice whipped frosting texture. So that's gonna be good. We're gonna leave that over here.
Frosting.
It's like a what?
It's like the phony frosting with all the sugar in it.
Oh, yeah. It's like a non-THM one. Is that what you mean by phony? Okay, we're going to wipe up this counter, and then we're going to make a drink real quick.
Italian cream soda.
Italian cream sodas tonight. Okay, let's see. Is our light out? It is. I'm going to give this batch a flip. I'm going to move this bag out of the way.
A flip.
We'll do the rest of that in a second once our drink's done. So I'm just going to give these a flip, and then...
When the donuts are... The first batch of donuts are cooled. Can I frost them?
Absolutely, Callie. Callie, do you want to grab some ice? A tray of ice from in there. And maybe we'll get this bowl and this out of here as well. Okay, Callie, so first thing we need to do is we need to make some fizzy water. So you could just buy club soda or you could buy just some plain sparkling water, but we have a soda stream, so we thought why not use it? We like to make sparkling water with it. So that's what we're going to do. We've just taken some really, really cold water. You need it to be really cold in order to get really good carbonation with the soda stream. And I like the soda stream because you can make it as carbonated as you want. And I find the sparkling waters here in Canada, what's available to us is not fizzy enough in my opinion.
I can't get it.
Okay, well, why don't you just stay right there and I'll grab it. Okay, so if you're familiar with the soda stream, it's just a little CO2 canister in the bottom and it doesn't plug in or anything like that. You just literally have to have these bottles with really cold water to the full line. And you make your carbonated water. It just lifts up like this. We'll put a link to a soda stream in the comments when we're all done. Or sorry, at the end of the video, we'll put it as a link if anybody wants to purchase. So you just take off the lid.
Add the fizz?
Yes, you absolutely can. You just put the little spout, I hope you can see that okay, into the bottle and give it a crank. Can you hold it in place for me, Kelly? Thank you.
Yeah.
Teamwork. Can you still see the button? So you got to give it at least, I'll turn it so you can see Callie. So you're going to give it a full pump. You got to push it all the way in. And then everybody can see the fizz. Keep going. We like it really fizzy for these drinks. Go do this. It should make a fizzy sound. There we go. Lots of fizz. So we've got our water, sparkling water. You can see all the carbonation. Let's quickly trap that. Ready to go. I'm going to move the soda stream out of the way. Okay, I'll take one peek at this batch of donuts. I think they're ready. We're going to let these all cool while we assemble our drinks. Okay, so Callie's got some tall glasses.
Fancy.
You want to put, yeah, they are fancy. You want to put some ice, Callie, into them. You're going to need ice to at least half, maybe even 2/3 of the way up each glass. Grab the easiest one, whichever one's easiest. Okay, put our ice away. Okay, so traditional Italian sodas don't have any cream, but we're doing Italian cream sodas. Now you have the option to use any of the coffee flavored or any of the coffee syrups that are out there that are sugar-free and unplanned, but we don't have any at the house right now, so we're gonna use something else. This recipe, actually the one we're gonna post in the link at the bottom or at the end of the video, it called for not what we're gonna use. It called for the Choco Zero strawberry syrup, but we don't have that. So we are going to use this. This is the Nature's Hollow, and it's the raspberry syrup. they show that you can put it on pancakes, but honestly, it tastes exactly what you should use in an Italian soda. So that's what kind of inspired us to do this drink. Okay, Callie, we're gonna need 2 tablespoons.
A tablespoon.
2 tablespoons, and I think that might be tricky because I think we used up our tablespoons.
Just need 4 of these.
Okay, perfect. Per drink. So you want it, this is the only thing that's gonna give it the major flavor. So we're gonna do 4 of them. You want it to go right in the bottom. These look pretty. You don't stir them up till you're about to drink them. Okay, I hope everybody can see us. We can't really quite see with the comments, but there we go. I think everybody can see the glasses. Okay, so we just put in our syrup. Yeah, right there is good. So we put 1.5 tablespoons based on the cups we're using. And then it's real simple. And that's actually where we got this raspberry Nature's Hollow syrup is actually from Sweet and Sprouted as well. Okay.
Let's pop this thing.
You ready?
Yeah.
You know what, Kelly? Do you think that's going to be fizzy enough? I'm going to give it one more little blitz.
Blitzy.
It should really fizz.
The more it fizz.
I think our water could have been a little bit colder. Okay, so you're going to add this. You want it to be separated like that, Callie, and you also want it really fizzy. See, isn't that awesome how bubbly you can get it with the soda stream? Don't think you need a soda stream because you're gonna drink pop. You can do all kinds of drinks like this with your soda stream. Oops, good thing it's just water. I'm kind of making a mess, hey, Callie? Okay, Callie, now to this, we need to add some cream. That's what's gonna make it, so you can have it just like this, you're having an Italian soda. But if you add cream, you're gonna have an Italian cream soda. Just hold on, we gotta measure it. And I'm gonna rinse out this measure, Callie, okay? Because we're gonna need just 1 tablespoon per glass. Just going for the left-handed move. 2. And we'll do this one next. Very precise measuring, Callie. Keep going, keep going.
Oops.
Whoops, that one's gonna be a little extra creamy, that's okay. So you wanna actually see if you can mix the cream part in without mixing the bottom part. So you wanna mix the cream into the water, just like that. But you don't wanna mix the raspberry part, Callie. Okay, Callie, you wanna grab the whipped cream from the fridge? Just wait. We have whipped cream in cans, but if you look at the label, it's not on plan. It has sugar in it, so be careful. And we do have Cool Whip, but I honestly don't know if that's on plan, and even if it is, I wouldn't eat it because it's an oil product. It's kind of nasty.
I don't think it is.
So, Callie, you're gonna swirl up some whipped cream. So I just whipped up some cream, and I threw a little bit of powdered sweetener in it to sweeten it up a touch. If you hold it from here, Callie, it's a bit easier because then all your cream will go to the bottom.
Okay.
We'll do it together?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna make them fancy. Perfect. Callie's gonna grab some straws. Don't those look good? Italian cream sodas. Yummy. Those look delicious. We're gonna leave that out because we're gonna end up making some more for the rest of the family. Okay, Callie, we're gonna glaze up our donuts and then we're going to, oh, lovely. I'm gonna let Callie do the honors of trying hers. I guess it's a little fizzy. Pull it out. A little extra fizzy. We got extra fizz in there. I don't think I could put my straw in yet. I got that carbonated water really fizzy. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna glaze donuts and then I'll come back to my Italian cream soda. I'll put it, I'll just still leave it here so you guys can see it. Okay, Callie, are you gonna glaze the donuts or did you want me to glaze some?
I can glaze them.
We'll let our drinks calm down a little. How you doing, Callie? I'm gonna get a couple of plates.
Yep.
And then when you're ready, you'll be able to put them right here and we can give them a try.
How many for each of us?
Oh, I don't know, at least a couple.
3.
Awesome. All right, you're not gonna help anymore?
Okay.
She's given up on me. Okay, I'm gonna try and find a cool one. So we're just gonna give these a hefty amount of frosting because that's the way the picture looked. So again, this recipe, we'll post all the recipes in the end of the video and in the comments if you're watching on Facebook. If you're gonna watch the replay, it'll be in the comments. And if you want to head over to our YouTube channel, which is called Donut and Okra.
With an and sign.
With an and sign. We would love if you'd subscribe and you can watch the replays there. We also are going to put the edited versions of our videos there, so if you want to catch them in a little bit quicker than the real-time version. So there's the delicious looking donut. Oh, Callie's getting very fancy with hers. Let's show Callie's donuts. See, she's getting very particular. Almost lost her donut. We're gonna try a donut. Yummy, yum yum yum. Check out the center of that donut. The texture is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Please make these. The texture is perfect mini donut texture. Crunchy on the outside, sweet, and nutty brown butter. Yummy.
And the cinnamon.
So good. With the cinnamon. Those are absolutely delicious. You need to try these. Super simple. No really extra special ingredients. Pretty much everything you probably have at home already. That's why we picked this recipe for midweek recipe. Quick and easy. Little nighttime snack with some Italian cream sodas. Cheers. There's our Italian cream soda. And thank you so much for joining us once again. Callie's not talking anymore. She's just eating. She's just really enjoying herself.
I tried a drink.
No, she's gonna try the drink. We want to see Callie in action. Trying the drink before we say goodbye.
Okay.
Is it gonna foam up again, Callie? You can stir it if you want to get a little of the raspberry in your drink. It's up to you.
Oh, it's starting to foam a little
Okay,
bit.
well, you better drink it. Drink through the straw. Drink through the straw. Give it a try. You can tell everybody what it tastes like.
It's really good.
It's really good. All right. Thanks again. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks very much. Bye, guys.
Bye.